Welcome back to the 9 News Business Buzz. I'm Ryan Fraser, 9 News business expert. The last time human beings orbited the moon was 1972. That is about to change, and Colorado engineers have built the spacecraft that will take them there. NASA's Artemis II mission will send 4 astronauts on a lunar flyby, and the Orion crew vehicle at the center of it is built right here in Littleton by Lockheed Martin Space. With Colorado's Aerospace Day at the Capitol coming up on March 16th, today we're taking a close look at how Colorado became the backbone of America's return to space and what that means for jobs, investment, and our economy. Paul Anderson is the Orion Deputy Program Manager and Senior Director at Lockheed Martin Space. Paul, great to have you.
It's great to be here, Ryan, and I really appreciate you taking the time and really the folks of Colorado to get to hear a little bit of the story. And I'll start off just talking a little bit about what we do at Lockheed Martin, specifically with the Orion program and Artemis II and how that fits in.
Let's do it.
And so we, Lockheed Martin, are the prime contractor to NASA, specifically Johnson Space Center in Houston, to build, I'll say, the Orion system. It is comprised of really 3 elements. There's the Orion crew module. That's the thing that most folks think about. That's where the 4 astronauts that are going to be heading to the moon for the first time since 1972 that you discussed, that's where they're going to be housed. They're going to be housed for 10 days as part of the Artemis II mission. We also have a service module that's part of the Orion system. That's actually built by the Europeans. We actually have the European Space Agency and Airbus Industries as partners with NASA as part of this mission. And then we have a third element as part of Orion, which is the launch abort system. And this is, again, a system that we hope to never have to use, but again, in the event of an accident, whether it's on the pad or during ascent, we can get the crew safely away from any event and then safely into the water. And so, we're really, really proud. I'm super proud to be here and happy to be representing Lockheed in talking about Orion and talking about Artemis II.
Paul, now why is this significant for the future of human space exploration?
Yes, and if you think about history, again, going back to the Apollo program where we did land crew on the moon, this is this generation's moment. And so what I like to do is say, the Apollo program was an amazing endeavor, amazing in the 60s. Again, the last human on the moon was in 1972, a little over 50 years ago. But what I'm hoping here, and we're seeing this in the NASA budgets and how NASA is treating this, especially recently, Artemis being the program for an entire generation or 2. This is going to be going on, I'll just say, hopefully way past my day in the sun on this for the future generations to go explore the moon, to go explore the vicinity of even future planets in future missions. But we are right on the cusp of that with Artemis II. And getting ready to fly in early April, 10-day mission. It's extremely exciting. 4 crew, a very diverse group, 3 American astronauts and a Canadian astronaut that a lot of folks don't know about. But again, this is setting the stage for exploration travel, missions back to the moon, permanent presence, and then, again, what everybody is always just fascinated with, hopefully getting to the moon, hopefully getting to Mars, even within the next generation.
Now,
very exciting.
Paul, not everybody's space engineers, so if you can quickly walk us through what goes into building Orion and what does it mean for Colorado's workforce and the thousands of employees and suppliers involved in getting this vehicle off the ground?
Yeah, absolutely. And I grew up in sports. I always say this is the ultimate team sport in putting together a system like Orion. We here in Colorado, literally there are hundreds of companies that are involved in getting parts, services, all of that support Lockheed Martin and NASA. Here just in Colorado, of course, we have the United Launch Alliance, some of the big players. We also have L3 Harris, we have Raytheon. We have a number of companies that support it, but there are also 500 other small companies in Colorado, many of which support the Artemis program. And, quite frankly, the growth that I have seen just in my career, I mean, even over the last 10 to 15 years, I used to be able to name all the companies, Ryan, and frankly now there are so many startups. This is what I call the Silicon Valley of aerospace, the Front Range. It's so exciting.
Now, Colorado Aerospace, the sector supports more than 230,000 jobs and contributes over $18 billion to the state's economy. Now, we have Lockheed, we have ULA, Ball, Aerospace, Raytheon, dozens of suppliers all operating here. Why has Colorado become such a critical hub for the aerospace industry? And what does it take to sustain the federal investment in programs like Artemis in terms of here in Colorado and what that means for workers in the long run?
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at, history of Colorado, going back to 1876 when we became a state, it was a mining, I'll say it was a mining state. What you've seen in the last generation or so is the way it's become an aerospace state is the local colleges and universities. If you take a look at the influx of talent that we have between, you mentioned Metro State, we've got Metro State, we've got Colorado School of Mines, University of Colorado, multiple campuses, Colorado State. It's just an absolute hotbed of talent that has been able to, I'll just say, incubate within an environment where you have big companies like Lockheed, you have the U.S. Air Force Academy, you have military installations all over. It has just been a perfect breeding ground. And then when we do get sustained funding, like what we've had on Orion, we've just been incredibly blessed over really the last couple of decades to have this investment, and it's had bipartisan support, and that's what's really important. Is
Paul, I want to make sure we touch on this in the final few seconds we have. On March 16th, coming up here shortly, Colorado's aerospace industry heads to the Capitol for Aerospace Day. And this year, with Artemis II in the mix, the stakes feel even a little bit bigger. What does the industry hope to achieve on March 16th with Aerospace Day at the Capitol?
Absolutely. So this is going to be the 13th year of, I'll say, where we've got the political side, the economic side, aerospace engineers coming together as a united front. Over 65 companies, and this is everybody's opportunity to get together and united. As I talked about Artemis II, there couldn't be a better time to do this. And so on March 16th, we're going to have the most successful aerospace day ever, and super excited to be a part of this, and Artemis II to be kind of a centerpiece.
Paul Anderson from Lockheed Martin Space, I want to thank you for your time and your extraordinary work that's happening right here in Colorado. The takeaway is space exploration is not just a national ambition. It is a Colorado industry, a Colorado workforce, and a Colorado economic engine. Mark your calendars for Aerospace Day at the Capitol here in Colorado, March 16th. For the 9 News Business Buzz, my friend Paul Anderson,
Thank you.
I'm Ryan Frazier. See you next time.